Hey, Joe here again. Sup, homies? Yeah, third time today. Third time. Here comes Deuce because he hears me talking. Yeah, this is a little catch-up video on a few other things. Just sitting here killing time, and here comes Deuce. Deuce, why every time I talk to somebody on this thing, you got to come along? I'm not addressing you. Okay, down for now. Anyhow, yeah, I'm going to show you a couple things here. Let me flip this camera around and show you a few things I've been messing with. And now I'm adding more to the list. Why not? Be right back. Okay, I'll post a few pictures from the net, still pictures of what this is supposed to look like. And there were more pictures. I bought it from eBay. It's a Hoonigan Ford engine. It's got some kind of wild turbo setup. And you can see here, this is just all the parts. It's got 4 valve covers. You could use whatever 2 you want. It's got like, some of these parts I think are just like spares from the molding process. I'm not sure. It comes with no instructions. It has what look like, you got your heads, but then you look like, it looks like a head gaskets, whether you're supposed to use them. It's got all kinds of turbo pipes. It's got a, Deuce, come on, get down. It's got a flywheel and all kinds of stuff. Now, when I first bought this thing, there was like 16 or 17 pictures on eBay. I should have downloaded them all then and saved them. So I could see, because it was various angles of the engine. So I could at least figure out somewhat where it goes. Now there's 3 pictures and he has nothing else listed. Because I went to seller's other items and he has 0 items. So hopefully he relisted or I find who made it originally. And it might be out there on the net. But yeah, it's a Hoonigan Ford engine. Oh my God. Wait till you see the pictures. I mean, it's got pipes going every which way. It's got like 2 turbos and all kinds of plumbing. So anyhow, I got that. Then, when I was laying in the hospital bed all that time, I've been waiting for these for well over a year. Raised decals. I needed the ones for my Camaro, the Monogram 79 Camaro I was going to make for Woody's rock and roll build, which is still not definitely past its due date. But I did it in red, and I wanted to put the yellow and orange stripes, which the kit didn't come with. Well, they finally showed. And they are really nice. The only bad thing is, like so many aftermarket decals, you got to trim each one off the sheet. It's all one big carrier. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to trim them as carefully as possible. And there's more than enough. There's Rally Sport decals. There's for the oil filter, there's Type LT, there's gauges, the Camaro emblem for the nose. Not quite sure what some of these other ones are. I don't think my phone's going to focus that close. But there's quite the load of decals. Yeah, because he said they were coming in July, because they're not printed here in America. They're printed in, I think, in Sweden or something. Because when I finally got the package, I'm like, where the hell is this from? I'm like, oh, that's right, it's raised decals. Because I had to order them and basically pay in advance. And this was like early mid-July, and I actually have had them maybe since early August now. I want to say, or mid-August. I've had them a while. Then I look in the envelope, and he sent a second sheet. Now this one here, now both of them say 125th, even though in the order form it said 124th monogram. Then there's this set, which looks pretty much identical except for the colors. It's almost like 2 tones of purple, like a darker and a lighter purple. But there's plenty of decals here, so if I want to do another Camaro, I could do one. And like again, there's Rally Sport, there's Type LT and different sizes, different Camaro emblems and license plates, and caution fan and gauges. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then to top it off, there was another sheet in there. Now this one says, where is it? 125th 79 Camaro. But this one is a mix of, let's see here. Yeah, see, there's engine decals, wheel hub decals, door handles, underhood decals, more emblems, all kinds of wheel decals, more Rally Sport, and then various Camaro logos, and then there's, come on, more Type LT in a different font. That looks like the seat belts, those GM things. More Camaro, the radio, which that radio there is for something more or less in the 80s, that big radio. The heater controls and the smaller radio are priced 70s. There's heater vents or AC vents, more gauges. So yeah, he sent me like 2 extra sheets. So that was really cool of him. And I'm dropping stuff on the floor. Hold on. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, this is going to be fun, figuring this out. I mean, the basic block, oil pan and stuff like that might not be too bad. But with no instructions whatsoever, and now even less visuals than there were before, unless I could find some online, that's going to be a real challenge. But like I said, I'll post those pics at the end of this video. You can take a look at them. I gotta crop them yet. I had to do the screenshot because it wouldn't let me download the photos. So I gotta crop the extra crap out, and I'll post them with this, and you'll see what I mean. It looks like a plumber's nightmare. So what else am I working on? Well, here's an engine. Hemi engine here. Let's do this. Let's get some light on it. Here we go. Here's a Hemi, dual carbed Hemi. Going to do a little more detailing to it yet. Like painting the oil filter, and going to stain up those headers a little bit. What's this going in, you may ask? Got the Holley air cleaner. It's going to go in that there Ram pickup. That's a commission build for a good friend. He knows who he is. But yeah, that's the lower bumper for it. And got the windows done up. Here's the interior. Now it's got a theme to it. A blue and silver, blue and gray type thing. Hey, he's got a box of cupcakes on the seat. The floor is flocked. Yeah, I gotta put the foot pedals in there. I forgot to do that. And I already glued the dash in, but no biggie. I could still get in there and hang the clutch and the brake. But yeah, there's that. There's my Porsche for the Porsche group build. Now it's being scuffed. I gotta scuff it some more with some wet sanding pads because the black is a base coat. It's going to get this. This is a clear, well, it's a color shift. Gloss lacquer, must spray over black, cayenne or cyan, however that's pronounced, purple color shift. See there, it's almost a blue, but you can see how it's going to change colors once it's over black. So it's going to get that. I got to put that in the airbrush and spray it over with black. Now, what else am I working on? Now, there's the radiator for the Ram. I rubbed some silver weathering powders over the fins. I think that gives it a little bit more of an aluminum used radiator. What else do I got going? See, my table is a pigsty right now. But anyhow, I got this Oldsmobile. This is going to be a slot car body, two-tone, but I got to weather the body yet. I got, scrape some of this paint off or sand it down and weather it and dirty it up a little. But that's a slot car body that's going to be up for sale. And then I got this 60 two Impala, mismatched panels. The body's all pretty much weathered. I just got to touch up wherever I went through to the bare plastic. That's easy enough to do. And then I got to bare metal it. And this will be done and ready for sale. Here's the chassis, or some of it, to the Ram. I got to do the rear axle and paint the gas tank and do a little other details on it. But that's where that's at. What else I got going? I got a rail body. I got decals the customer sent me. He wants a weathered version of this. It's going to be white and black with these decals on it, but I got to do it weathered, and I usually do a duct tape, repair here and there. I use masking tape. I paint silver in the narrow strips, and I'll put it like across these seams, like maybe the Zeus fastener is broken. They duct taped it to hold it. So there's that. I still got to finish that van. Ignore the chassis. That's a leftover. And that pickup got to be finished. I got this Camaro body here. I got to be finished. I got all kinds of fun stuff. Now I'm into more group builds. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's going to be really effective. But anyhow, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. This engine's going to be so much fun if I ever get to it. One of these days, like I said, I'm going to maybe just go ahead and build it and paint it up and save it for something. But I got more, well, like in this drawer alone, I got more 3D print stuff. Let me kill the light. I got trailer hitches assorted. I've got another engine here. This is the, I got a big block here. I got more transmissions here. I got more hitches. I've got another transmission. What is it? GM? Yeah, 700 R4. I got some wheels here. They're kind of small. So, it says vintage truck tire wheels, but they look small. And they may be used for a trailer. And then I got more regular resin transmissions, some 700 R4s. Got some crates. I got all kinds of fun stuff. See, this is what happens when I'm laying in a hospital bed with some money in the bank that I shouldn't be spending, and all kinds of time and boredom and access to the internet, because that's what I end up doing. Ordering one of this, two of that. See, this is, that's not so much resin stuff. These are from the AMT 70 Camaro. Since so many classic hot rods, it's kind of hard to do and hold the phone. Use Camaro or Nova front clips. There you go. And I got all the parts in there to build a couple of them. So when I did slot car bodies, I saved all the chassis parts. So if I want to do a hot rod, I could graft those in. We'll see. I got a Dodge Demon Grill. I think this is the 71. But it's open. I got a Silverado custom hood. I'll use on one of those newer Silverados. I just got some resin print stuff in here, and got a lot of resin stuff, in fact. I got some, I think it's a Henry J. cowl hood, and got all kinds of fun stuff for future projects. But yeah, it's a mess. I got a lot of junk. But I'll put it to good use at some point. But yeah, this engine's, I don't even know what to think about that. And then this is going to have that Shelby Charger going with it on a trailer. So I got the, let's take a look. Now the decals on this kit, I saved some. I'm hoping to be able to use these. And these little separator stripes. I got them cut separately from the sheet, but the ones for the body were just horrible. like the ones for the hood, they were going to cover this vent right over. And then there are like 3 pieces. You're supposed to use one, well, actually 4 pieces. One for the scoop, one for this side, one for this side, and one across here. And you're supposed to make them all linked together, plus the side stripes, the tracers. I'm like, how the hell are you supposed to do that? Because you're going to see the seams where it goes over the scoop. So I decided just to paint them. And so I painted the hood, roof, and deck, masked them off and painted them. I got the lower half of the car painted, the rocker panel. So yeah, there's that. The interior is painted gray for now. It'll get some blue. I'll do the floor in blue flocking and, two-tone the seats, kind of like the truck got. But I went with the Monogram snap kit because it's a nicer snap kit for one. And the wheels were already dulled down. I since put a little bit of black wash around the lug nuts, but they already had an aluminum look. Whereas the MPC version, the wheels are bright chrome, but there's the seat. So I got to two-tone those yet. And here's all the decals. I'll use some of these. I may have to get another sheet of them to do a little bit more work. The truck's going to get a little more. But yeah, I'm working on these, and that's kind of what I'm working on. All these different little projects at one time. I mean, until I get a job again, I'm going to have more than enough time, I guess. So, I guess that's kind of a good thing when it comes to this. But yeah, I'm just sitting here watching some YouTube vids, hanging out with the Deuceinator. Hey, Deuce. And that's about it. And then get ready for bed. Well, not yet. It's way too early. But, try to crash out here at some point. But try to get this mess cleaned up. Because I got all these projects. Oh my God, all those are projects. All those are projects. Yes, if I don't have enough and I take on more. Oh well. Such is life, I guess. But, yeah, that's about it for now. But I just wanted to catch up with you guys on that stuff. Hold on. Hey, I'm back. And yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to catch up on those things and show off a little bit of that. And fun. Hey, Deuce, come on. Up. Say hi to the people, Deuce. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Extreme close-up. Yeah. But that's about it. I don't want to go to bed too early. I don't want to go to bed too late. See, I'm tired, but I go to bed around 9. I've been trying to stay up a little later, so maybe I sleep a little later, but every night I go to bed around 10, and I wake up around 11:45, then I wake up around 2, then I wake up around 3, then I wake up around 4, take a leak every time. At least I'm waking up to pee and not peeing to wake up. Thank God. But anyhow, yeah, I do that, and then I'm usually awake at 5 a.m. or 5:15. A couple of mornings I manage to get up and go back to bed and sleep till like 6:30 or 7, but most mornings I'm up. I'm like wide awake at 5 a.m. So I get up, I watch the morning news show, and I have breakfast. Like this morning I did that, and by 6, a little after 6, I was tired again. I went right back to sleep till like 7:30. So my sleeping schedule's really out of whack. It's been since the hospital, because they usually come and wake you up anyhow. So I was up every morning early, and I was up before they even served breakfast. I had to wait till like 6:30 or 7. I forgot what time the kitchen opened. You could call your order in. So I'd be up just like watching the news or playing on the phone until breakfast time. And I'd order my breakfast and go about my day. Because normally before the hospital, before all that happened, I was always awake at 5:45 for work. I'd get up, watch the news, get dressed, and have breakfast and play around in here a little bit until it was time to go to work. And I'm not quite back on that schedule. I'm usually up before the alarm goes off. My alarm is still on, because why not? I usually just hit dismiss every morning, shut off for today. I want to leave it on so in case I do get back to where I was working, it's already set. I don't have to turn it back on. It'll be on. It's set from Monday through Friday. But most mornings, I'm already up. I just hit next. I see, like, I'm yawning now, but I'm not really tired. I did have that little nap, this morning. But, hey, I got the rest of the week to do whatever. Unless I get a job interview and I get hired on the spot, I got plenty of time to be in here. So, I'm going to try to get some of this stuff done. Plus, maybe some stuff in the yard. I'm trying to get my body used to doing some kind of physical labor. Like yesterday, I went down the basement, cleaned up some of the basement. It was really cat litter covered and cobwebbed to death. I mean, everywhere I walked, I was walking into those damn things. So took the shop vac and I just did one of these up in the joist. Just sort of just swept it. So it took all those cobwebs down and swept up some of the litter from the corners. But I still got to do it a little more thorough of a job. But I at least got the really gritty, heavy stuff and all the chunks of cat hair. Oh my God, it looked like a cat. Before it was a cat, so I vacuumed that up, and I got to go dust some stuff and move my one shelf back where it was, because when the furnace guy came in, he moved my one shelving unit away, and I got to put it back where it was and dust it off. It's covered in like that much dust, and there's stuff on there I'm not even using. I got to throw out old paint that's probably dried up and shit, and so I did that the other day. I at least did that. I dumped some trash and cleaned the cat litter, but I'm trying to get my body used to doing some kind of work, because I'm going to have to go back to work here soon. If I get hired somewhere, I'm going to at least give the old college a try and see if I can manage it. If I can't, I can't. Then I move on, and then I, go back to unemployment. So that's why I'm not going to tell unemployment if I do get another job, at least right away. I'm going to want to give it a few day trial or a week trial or whatever. Go in, see how I feel. If I feel like total crap the first day, if I come home and I'm dying, well then, I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay on unemployment. If all is well, then I, let the unemployment office know, hey, I found a job. So I'm kind of right there right now. Other than that, though, I got plenty to work on here. I got so many projects. Excuse me, and I showed you what the yard looked like. I still got to clean that. Luckily, my neighbor cut his grass yesterday, and he cut my little strip that's next to the driveway over here I showed you between our houses. So he cut that, but I still got to get the rest of it, and I still got all that junk to get rid of and the hedges to trim. So there's that, and whatever else, But that's about it. I'm just going to chill here for the rest of the evening and maybe piddle some of that, put some of this away, and try to clean this mess up. I bought this new desk last year, so I'd have more room. I know you all go through, because I see some of your videos and your benches. It doesn't last long before it's a pigsty again. I mean, I have this much room, and it goes doot, 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 and then you got like, okay, I got to do something about this. I got to clean this up, because it's getting really messy. Damn, I got the yawnies. So, anywho, okay, well, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for bearing with my boring unemployment, illness, post-surgery talk. Hey, what else do I got to talk about? Oh, speaking of that, let's go back a little bit on that. Thank God for my friends. Thank God for my family. They're really helping me out through this. My brother-in-law loaned me the cash to pay my car insurance that had lapsed. Of course, it's going to be due again here real soon, but at least it's covered for now. I have it. My boss, who even though I'm not working, lets me keep the debit card and use it for gas and a little bit for groceries. And he's still paying my health insurance for now, as long as they're still in business, so that's good. The guy that owns this house, not really my landlord, but he's taking care of the utilities and shit until I get back on my feet, which I want to give him something here. Next time I get some money, I want to send him anything. I just feel bad he's covering that. And, I got that. A good friend of mine came by. His mom gets like this food donations because she's kind of ill, but she gets way more than she could use. And there are these little freezer packs of veggies. And like there's corn in one, carrots in another, and they're like single servings. They're like only about yay big. And I've been having one of those every day with whatever meat I have. I bought some cheaper little thin cut steaks that were really good on the. I got one of those electric grills I cooked it on, I had like a mashed potato, I had some green beans and carrots and corn or whatever. You just take them out and nuke them up while the other food's cooking, and you're done. So he brought me that, like a box of cereal, a carton of eggs, a bunch of donations. So that was good, So I have a lot of people helping me out and taking care of me here and helping me through this crap until I get back to somewhat normal. I never realized how much I was making on my job until I'm looking at what these other jobs are willing to pay. I'm like, really? God, I hope my job calls me back because I could really use that money again. Because if I take one of these other jobs, I'm getting substantially less. That's what really sucks. And I don't know these other jobs. I'm going to have to learn another job and learn the layout of a building and all that. I already know it where I'm at. So I'd like to go back there if I could. Because I could just go right back in. All I got to do is, start over. Like I never left. But, starting a new job, I always hate starting new jobs. One of the worst things, like you got to know the building and you got to know the people and the routines. And I already know all that where I'm at. Things have changed since I left. The one girl left. They hired somebody new. Some other girl to replace her. So there's that. But other than that, though, nothing should have changed that majorly. But I shall see. But right now, I'm just waiting. At least I have some income now, as long as unemployment doesn't decide to screw me. But as long as I do my applying 2 jobs a week thing, they're not going to do nothing. So I'm happy there. But I need so much crap. I need new glasses. These things are horrible. The lenses are hazed over and scratched, but I got to get an exam and get glasses. And, there's money there. And just one thing after another. A deuce. But, okay, people, this time I'm going to let you go. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, or share, or whatever. So, bye-bye.